I'm interested in starting to make more like react content. Like I've been talking about it with a good chunk of my friends about like, hey, you know, would you ever want to hop on a Discord and react to certain things? And I figured the best way to start, you know, my very first thing to react to is just my old videos. What do you call it? I haven't looked at any of my old stuff. I haven't reviewed any of it. I haven't looked into it. Haven't watched any. I don't really watch my own content, and I know that's like a vast majority of people. I figured let's just sort by the oldest and see what's up. The best I can do as well is just like give a little bit of like background lore on things. I think it'd be really horrible to start with the first one, honestly. I don't remember it being any good at all, but we can look into it, and I can, you know, give a little bit of back then, as I've always talked about, or I brought up when I did my whole rebrand, which, you know, if you want to, you can go check out that video. Check it out. There's no audio of me. There's no face cam. There's no voice. Nothing. This is, I remember specifically, and I kind of like didn't really talk about it too much on the rebrand video, but when it came down to this, I specifically remember kind of like getting into a conversation with my friend about like, hey, like, you know, why aren't your videos longer? Like, come on, brother, you know, I mean, if you want to grow and blah blah blah, you got to start making videos longer. And he was like, dude, it's hard. Doing 8 minutes is not easy by any stretch of the imagination. And me, being the cocky kid that I was, I immediately was like, dude, I can do that. Like, this is easy. And, you know, that's when I just got into it. Right now, at this point in time, I was using iMovie as my editing software. This bad boy came out in July 8th of 2020. It has been well, it's gonna be 5 years, but you know, yeah, no, if we just go right through, it's just nothing. So yeah, that was my first video ever. Of course, I mean, just like everyone else, it's absolutely garbanzo beans. We got MLG Far Cry. Also, yet again, another thumbnail I made and then I ripped it from it. Now, I want to look back on this just because I don't care about any of this, but what I do really remember like enjoying making is the Tomb Raider series, and I just want to like look at it real quick. I had so much fun making this, and even the intro, like I'm already, you know, like I haven't watched this in so long and I'm already like hooked. I'm like, dude, it's like all those warm feelings are coming back. It's kind of crazy. I miss this game. I should replay it or like play it on stream. Or Tomb Raider, the first game, amazing. Played it on the PlayStation 3. This was the second one. Absolutely love it. The third one I haven't finished yet, but yeah, it's not that, you know, third one ain't bad at all. The graphics are really good. The only issue I have is loading. Oh god, wow. We got the memes that have aged like absolute milk. You guys remember this? Oof. This is like 2020. Okay, so which, by the way, you know, if you remember, 2020 was COVID time, so I just had like a lot of time to work on these, I guess. Oh, even the music is kind of, dude, I love this game. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like even moments like these where I'm just like being stupid, thinking that, you know, man, I listen, I can't help but smirk. I'm not gonna lie to you, I can't help but smirk on this, and this jazz music is so good. Okay.
I got a pizza here.
I think I started to get more into like making the content funny instead of just like, you know what I mean? Because I think the Far Cry one was just a little bit too much, like just too much, you know what I mean? Like not funny, just like, hey, la random equals la funny. We can go through another Far Cry video. This one, I remember wanting to take this so seriously, and I'm not gonna like say anything, but I remember when I showed this to someone, they had that face that was like, I want to support you, but this is the corniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, I had that face on them. We are going to go into what the vast majority of people who have like love my, or like, you know, NBA 2K20 Lightwork Edition. This is funny compared to like most of my other stuff, which, you know, unless you're me, you're not really gonna like laugh, you're not gonna like roll on the floor, you're just gonna kind of like smirk maybe. Smirk maybe. On a good day you might smirk. But I do think this is when I started incorporating a lot more of like my friends and other people into my videos. So from this point forward, you'll start hearing a lot more voices, which, by the way, none of them were mine. I remember like removing clips that I thought were funny because my voice was in it. Like, you'd hear me laughing and I didn't want that. Like, it was that bad. The music that is used is from a friend that I used to hang out, or my you know, people that I knew hang out. It was a mutual. And it was really like this is actually one of his musics, and I don't know. Now, normally it's not supposed to be this fast, but you know, like, I don't know why, but to me, like, this was so perfect. Like, I don't know why, but this video was like all the domino pieces fell in all the right order, because I love this music. Like, yo, okay. Now, you know, it's gonna be sped up, but like, just listen, bro. And I don't know why, but it's so, in my brain, it is so unnecessarily iconic. I know anyone listening be like, brother, this is like, what are you thinking? But to my uber autistic brain, it hits all the right, smooth areas, because there's no wrinkles up here. And can't forget about my old outro.
Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments section.
The text-to-speech with what every lo-fi slow / reverb would consist of, man. I still to this day appreciate this video. Now we just got this video is just in the title. My first Dead by Daylight video, which honestly back then the videos were trash, but the Photoshop was at least being attempted. Like, now the Rainbow Six Siege one, I mean, come on, you can't hate on the Rainbow Six Siege thumbnail. Skater XL, this was a weird thing. I like try to make like lore. Like, I don't even want to watch that one. Payday, my most viewed video, which I'm not even gonna watch because it's trash. I'm honestly just giving you lore tidbits because this is so trash. I hate this. Now, the prequel, it's just like a montage using like the song in the beginning of Spider-Man Insomniac, and I try to make it look like if you could tell, I'm trying to make it look like live footage. Fall Guys, the thumbnail was calm, bro. I wish people acknowledged the thumbnail, because it's like, that's so funny. In my brain, I remember making this and being like, yeah, this is what I'm just trying to get. And then we have our first special, which I haven't even made a special in so long, but this is the 10 subscriber special. If you couldn't tell, it was pretty much just a montage of multiple things. Like, you have Cuphead, Minecraft, you have Apex, you have Fall Guys. In the background was this old game called Hyperscape. There's a skateboard for who knows what. The worst video I've ever made. I hate that I made that video. I don't know why I made that video. Lagging, because back then my Wi-Fi was trash. Call of Duty Cold War also got a lot of love from my peers. I spent a lot of time on it, and I changed it. Instead of making it like super edity, I decided to make it more like, in a weird way, like sync, like, you know, like very kind of like, it was very experimental for me, you know what I mean? Like, now if you just break it down, I mean, it's just like a montage of just getting kills with music in the background. But for me, this was something that I was like oh, this is nice, like something sweet, short and sweet, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people enjoyed it because it was just kind of like easy to digest. Like, you didn't have to, you know, yeah, you don't need to be the rocket science to understand what's going on.
I swear these niggas don't have penis holes in their penises.
Forgot about that. I forgot about that. Okay, and then I kept myself at the beginning. That's not funny. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Oh, I love this. Oh, dude, I gotta get the OG trio back, man. It's been so long. Okay, now this clip right here, I remember saying something like really funny, and I cut it out because I said it. Like, I made the.
Bro, I like the game, bro. Y'all niggas are haters.
Okay, a lot of people like this thing, and I'm glad because I enjoyed making this. Like, this was cool. Doing something a little bit more like different that, you know, which, like I said, experimental for me.
Guys,
Check out my new favorite channel.
I love this outro.
It is so good.
It's kind of weird how like
God.
all this stuff now
Look
to me,
at it.
like look at those views.
So
look at
good.
those views. And you know, I hate to like bring up numbers and stuff like that, but 8 subscribers, 7 views, 9 views, 11 views, 7 views. That Cuphead video is privated because I hate how it came out. It was so trash.
Oh
but
my
like,
God.
and then the
Look at it.
banner, you know, you got the OG stuff. I mean, not really OG, but you get what I mean. And you know, when this video's old, and this was my way of kind of like anything that. Oh, okay, well, normally, okay, I didn't expect that. That meant that's just like anything that I liked, but wasn't worthy of like getting anything in particular. You know, just kind of like recyclable stuff. You know what I mean? It's like I'm not gonna do anything with it, but I thought it was like whatever. Rocket League. This is when I decided to post every 2 weeks, I think. Either every 2 weeks or every week. And if you couldn't tell, it immediately failed because this was the first time I did it. Almost 5 minutes. That it was bad. I also lost Photoshop at this time, which is why the all the stuff started dying down. You could probably tell it died right around, yeah, right there. This was a horrible video. Pumped it out in like a week. Now, the Rogue Company video was definitely something that I look back on fondly in a way that like I feel like I put a lot of time into, like a lot. Like everything is edited here. Oh, and also around this time I started to use a little bit more of 8-bit audio, like 8-bit music, because I was like really into it and I wanted to like carve an identity with that. Like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you mean the guy who used the 8-bit audio or like, you know, that old retro audio? I'm not gonna lie, I kind of regretted it, and it was because at that time I was kind of afraid to like express my interest in music, which I really, really wish I was not afraid of. Rogue Company was an amazing game. It was pretty much like third-person CS:GO, and I hate how it kind of like isn't really all too like relevant. I know it's not in a bad position from what I've seen. Like they're still like doing updates, I think. But like it was a really fun game. Like we wanted to go back on the game a couple of months ago. Oh God. Oh. We wanted to go back on this game, but we realized that, you know, it'd probably be filled with sweats. You know what I mean? Because that's what makes a game fun, is when everyone's kind of like new, nobody knows what they're doing. Now wait, hold on.
Guys,
Okay.
check out my new favorite channel.
I worked so
Thank you.
hard on that at that time. And I wish people acknowledge that. Apex Legends, this is when I did it. Cyberpunk video, I was so upset that I didn't do well. Ninja Star 2112 Epic Trash. My friend, he makes he would make epic trashes. Like, he coined that term, which is pretty much just a video of you performing terribly in any video game. It doesn't matter. He would clip when you play bad and make a montage out of that. And like his thumbnails were so like creative. Like it was literally, it was one big in joke now. You know what I mean? And I decided, I was like, hey, now it's your turn. This is really like an epic trash. Besides like maybe this clip right here of him performing bad. Most of it was just like out of context funny stuff that he would just like say. And you know, I decided, I was like, that you know, that's, you know what I mean? Like, I thought that'd be a lot more like cooler than just being like, haha, you performed bad. Which, you know, don't get me wrong, his were funnier because there was actual audio in it, while I would have just, you know, because what was funny was the reaction. Like when okay, if he made a video on you, what would be funny is when everyone's screaming at you, being like, oh my God, you suck. You know what I mean? Not what actually happened, in my opinion anyways. I think that's what makes it a lot more better. And then I decided, at this time, this was his like very nice song. He liked it, so I was like, you know what, let me, you know what I mean, like, this is kind of funny, let me just like incorporate like him and the song he likes, and this is just kind of like showing him playing the game. I know I'm kind of like speed running through it, but I think it's just because like I don't want to spend too long talking about every video, you know what I mean? Now this thumbnail, I learned a lot. Okay, do you see that little flashlight? I learned a lot on how to make that flashlight work that way. Because you see how it's like more bright on the left than it is on the right, and like a little bit on the face as well. That was a sucker to learn how to do, man. And then this video is alright. I think it's, you know, you see it in the title. I always kind of like named it the 20 subscriber special. Let's watch that bad boy because, you know, I don't mind watching it. The Battlefront 2 High Ground Edition. That is when I feel like I started to like go a lot more harder. I mean, you can kind of start seeing it, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot more like effort being put in. And you know, I clearly had this little like template that I liked using, but it kind of, you know, if you couldn't tell, it didn't really work. And I started working on like different stuff. But yeah, no, this was funny. I actually watched this one as of recently with a relative of mine, and they really enjoyed it. So, you know, a lot of videos were privated in between, by the way, but that's because, you know what I mean, we had to make in for the new, which was, you know what I mean, saying goodbye and doing something. Then I worked on that EWOTCon video. That was really nice. This one in particular was just like a gameplay commentary with a friend. But yeah, no, I'm going to try to work on other videos. That was nice going down memory lane. I'm sure everyone has said that. But there's not really much I can say, but that was the John to where we're at today. If you like the video, go in the comments and say this. I'm not going to say it out loud, but say this. I'm going to start doing more React content. I don't know what to watch in particular because I don't want to, or I'm not ready for anything that's like, and when I mean politics, I just mean like in general. Like I don't just mean like political as in just like presidency and all that stuff. I mean like just getting into politics about things and debates about like certain things or reacting to like not controversial, but you know, like topics that are like, okay, these require you to like actually have a brain cell. So I'll look into reacting to things, and if I see anything I like, if I, you know, have anything that I think, oh, you know what, I think this would be really good to talk about, or I just want to get it off my chest, I'll make a video on it. But yeah, this is the first one. Thank you so much if you made it to the end. You know, all that cliche, blah, 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 blah.